right. It is Wednesday at half past. No, I'm just kidding. It's about 10 after 5 right now. And we are so very excited to come to you all as the young professionals on the rise. That is right. We have finally got it together. We are on our first podcast episode, and we are here to share so many things with you. But before we even get to the nitty gritty, we want to go around the table and just share who we are, what we do, and what we plan on bringing to this platform. So go ahead and take it away, Mr. Brennan.
Sounds good. My name is Brennan Hagan. I'm 20 years young. Right now, I'm just a regular 9-to-5 worker trying to be a full-time entrepreneur out here. To that, I'm a young professional entrepreneur on the rise. I'm just ready to show you guys what we're doing on here.
Yes, excited.
Alrighty, and my name is Sierra King. I am currently an entrepreneur. I do not work a traditional 9-to-5 position. I work for myself with my two businesses, Travel Beautifully and Beautifully Locked. Just looking forward to sharing more about what it's like to have, what it's like in the life of an entrepreneur on an everyday basis, like what the true picture of that really looks like.
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm trying to get like you, Sierra. I'm not currently a full-time entrepreneur, but I'm definitely on my way there. Right now, I'm a college student. I have a part-time job, and I also have two businesses, Everyday Travel and Everyday Entertainment. And yeah, I'm just definitely looking to connect with you guys, learn a bunch, and definitely dig into that entrepreneurship life and be inspired by everyone in the that's a young professional, essentially. So.
I'm so here for it. And my name is Coach Tamara Washington. I am a mother of 6 with 2 grandchildren and a serial entrepreneur. And I say serial because I own 7 businesses. Right now, my main 2 is Option Salon and Spa, where I also am an instructor, and I'm so excited. I am also working with Sierra, too. We are business partners in a couple of different things, but then also Not Your Ordinary Mom. You are going to hear a lot of my where I'm coming from, being from that face and that voice. Also Planet Marketing Rep, IntelliTravel, travel in general, right? That's what we do, and that's pretty much how all of us are connected. That was the initial route to our Young Professionals platform that you all will hear more information about and be privy to join us on those bi-weekly meetings on Wednesday. We host that one on Zoom. And then just a few other businesses that I have that periodically through these conversations you'll hear more about. But what I look forward to most is just learning from everyone here, because I think that everyone brings value. The different topics that we'll be talking about will speak to the testament of business in general. And I'm sure it will be so beneficial to people. And then also, just getting to learn more about everyone on a personal level. So I'm excited. And my son here, I'm even more excited to be sharing this venture with him. Young professional on the rise. I know that word young may mean 18 to 35, which is what we generally work with. And that's okay, because I am young at heart.
But I do want to add to that, because I know you guys have made it a fact or whatever. And it's like, we are definitely the next generation, but we are led by the people before us, right? The trailblazers and the mentors and the guidance,
right?
So I definitely think that's a huge part.
Yes, and I look forward to that too, because I, again, say the world is my classroom. I might be a coach, but we say coaches need coaching. So yes, I'm so here for it. So
exactly.
Go ahead.
Who's gonna keep us together with this technology life? Like, we have a real life true influencer here.
Yes, that TikToker.
I'm depending on him to teach me.
Part time.
Yes,
but I do have a question on that topic, though, because I know this is something this has been, I've been thinking about. Why a podcast?
Well, for me personally, I just think that it is a way for people to connect, right? Like, you don't have to go to another physical space. Mm-hmm. It is just a way for people, like-minded individuals, to be able to connect and share what it is that they're going through and have been through, to maybe enlighten someone else or to keep them from making those same mistakes. I think for me, that's why I podcast. How about you?
How about me? Definitely. So actually, you asked me a very important question one day. So I have about 600,000 followers on TikTok, and I always make the joke like, "Yeah, I'm famous."
Boy, if you don't.
Oh God, did we used to hear that?
Who are you?
For real though.
But no, I'm gonna speak to the testament of that in
Or
just
I'm
a
an
second.
influencer, and like one day she questioned me. She was like, "But what are you influencing?"
Oh, not that.
And I had to really think about that. I'm like, what am I influencing? You know, and yeah, it's one thing to make people laugh, and I really enjoy that because you can really change, you know, the course of somebody's day with laughter. But for me, it's like to have a platform, I definitely want to be able to utilize my voice as well because I feel like it's one thing to have a voice and not the platform and
Right.
vice versa. But to be able to do both is something that's very important because I do have both. And I think that there are other people that will be able to benefit from me. And I know that I will be able to benefit from some of you guys and some other people that we speak to. So
Hence our guest speakers and things, because we're gonna have tons of those to just come and share their impart on people their words of wisdom and experiences as well. But for you, Sierra, curious to know too, why podcast? Why a podcast?
For me, it was simple. Like, I talk to all my clients all the time, whether they want to hear it or not. And I'm
We be
constantly
having some conversations up in here.
For real though, but it's like I talk so much because I read so much, and I'm always willing to share my knowledge. And I saw this as an opportunity to take what I'm already doing here at the shop in a one-on-one basis and bring it to the masses, and
That's
like
true.
really start leveraging what it is that my brain just absorbs naturally. Like, I remember 90% of what I read, and I remember 95% of what someone else has taught me.
Right.
And I'm able to put that and break it down in a way where other people can understand it to the same level.
And that's powerful. That's
a superpower to
it
be
is.
Articulate, and, you know, form
Burst.
stuff in a manner that's digestible for different audiences.
I embrace my nerdom.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I tell you, but it's true because we used to have so many in-depth conversations, and it gets real, it gets heated. But the fact of the matter is even though we all had different opinions, we all respected each other enough to listen. And then at the end of the day, you go away thinking like, well, you know what? I never even thought about it that way. So that is the value too of conversation and just having a platform to discuss and just teach and learn, right? Like different ways of absorbing that. And how about you, Brennan?
Just to try something new, you know, just so I can in like 30 years, 20 years, I can say I did it, you know. I did this, I can say I tried that and tried this, and say, I don't have to say, oh, geez, I wish I had done that
Wish
and done
I woulda,
this.
coulda, shoulda.
But
Yes.
Yeah, shoulda, woulda, coulda is, and I think this is actually a great topic to jump into, which is fear. Why people don't do things that they want to do, and so you don't live and to have those shoulda, woulda, coulda moments. And so, what's your take on fear? What do you think? How do you think the fear plays in people's lives, the majority of people's lives?
I love that topic, but you know what? I got something for you because I told you I had an experience with you in that TikTok stuff. I will get onto that fear stuff, but I just had to share this because I thought it was so funny. One time we went to Culver's on the south side, South 27th or something like that. When I picked him up from the dealership he worked at, and we pulled up to the drive-thru, and the drive-thru guy wouldn't have expected was a TikTok follower. I don't even know what that looks like, but this guy didn't look like he would know a DeLeon. And we pulled up to the window and we checking out. DeLeon gives him the money, and the guy looks and he's like, you look familiar. You're a TikTok influencer. And it was right then and there. I was like, what? He really got people that watches him and looks at. I was like, don't let it go to your head.
No, I never let it win.
Funny.
Honestly, I never let it go to my head. But like that's happened like a few times, and that's actually like cool to be recognized in public. Like, that's a good feeling, you know.
It did give me a good feeling as mom. I was like, okay.
It's okay to let it go to your head just a little bit.
No, don't tell him that.
I'm just saying we have to take our moments.
Right.
Like you doing all this. These are your accomplishments. It's okay to bask in that and embrace it.
Yeah.
You did it.
Of course.
You got 600-some-odd-thousand followers. I got 3. Like, there you go.
You're on your way, though.
I'm on my way. I don't know what they following. I got one video of it.
It's okay. You're on your way. But back to that fear. That is something else, I tell you, because fear can either make you or break you.
That's
I've
for sure.
definitely learned a lot over the last maybe 4 or 5 years, especially just with reading books, right? My goal was to just pour into myself in that personal development, and really get get that together, because that is what helped me to really jump off the ledge and gain my wings on the way down, right? It's definitely something that we just need to move in spite of and not let that hold us hostage, because we are so much greater than what we know we are, but you'll never know that until you move past that point of fear. So,
Honestly.
Yeah.
And me personally, I used to struggle with that a lot. Like I used to, even with being an influencer, which is why I stopped for the minute that I did, was just because I cared too much about what people thought of me, or what people were saying, or what happened if I didn't achieve this goal or the next goal, or if I was stagnant, and just like all of these fears, even with business or in school, like what if I don't get this degree, what if I don't make it or pass this class and stuff like that. But what I've learned is you never know unless you try. You know what I mean? Like you fail at everything you don't at least attempt. And so that's really stuck with me. And honestly, I've learned that I'm in most times my biggest enemy,
of course,
all of this stuff is in my head.
Yeah.
And,
Really in your head.
honestly. And so it's just like, I just have to move from outside of myself and be able to just live, you know what I mean? Like, it's so much that you can accomplish, so much that I can accomplish if you set that fear aside. And you have to know that you may fail, you know what I mean, in life, but you have to think of it more as happening for you as opposed to happening to you and failing forward, right? And like using that as a learning experience in the process. So.
Absolutely.
And see, for me, fear really was like the ruler of my life for a really long time. Like, I know I don't seem like that person today because I'm not. But up until, I want to say I was about 26, 27, I was afraid to do anything. Like, my very first presentation in college, I fainted on camera. Alverno College still has that footage somewhere in the archives of me passing out and like a professor's like waving over my face like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, no, I'm not. And it was a lesson that I got from my fiance years ago, where he basically said, in life, people can only give you two responses. It's either going to be yes or no.
Yeah.
And that even goes for yourself. Those are the only two choices in life that you really have to face. Is yes, no. That's it. There is no gray area. There's no in between. And the moment you accept that, the more you're going to like, you know what? Either they're going to like it or they're not.
Right.
Honestly.
And
that's it.
Yep. But at least you know, right? At least you know.
And I must put this disclaimer out there. After the fainting episode, I got better in my public speaking.
Girl.
Like, there's a presentation I did with the Board of Tourism for the country of Paraguay and the tourism department for here in Wisconsin in joining forces. And this was back in like 2016. And I'm on camera.
Right.
And I'm in front of like 300 people trying to build this relationship between Wisconsin and tourism. So I got better at it.
Right.
When I let go.
But you know what? That's that confidence. And again, that personal development. And I keep saying personal development, but my word moving forward is going to be personal transformation, because that is an overall and encompassing thing. It's not just developing one specific area of your life. Is transforming everything about you, the way you think, the way you look at things, act, how you speak, your posture, all of that. And of course it has bearings. Everything in our environment, what we're doing, has bearings on that. But hanging around people, right? We can talk to the testament of that, and we'll get to that. But first, Brendan, I want you to be able to speak on that fear component before I move too far ahead.
No, I never really. I can say that's not fear didn't come around until like once life hit me, like in high school, I was just doing me, didn't try to be like no one, didn't be on any of that. I was doing me. That's what people liked me for, doing that. And I didn't really have fear until I realized life. Like, you gotta make money. You gotta, what you gonna do with your life? You got all this time. You gotta do something with it. So that's what really scares me. It's life.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you're here with us, because
I'm glad I'm here too.
Right, because it definitely, I promise, going back to that one topic, the company that you keep makes a huge difference. It plays a huge part in how you develop too as a person, whether it's your career path, whether it's in school, your home life, relationships, all of that. Just making sure that you're surrounding yourself with positive things and people because energy is everything for me. It's not just something, it's everything. So how about you? What are your thoughts about that?
On environment?
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think that environment plays a huge role in elevation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That achieving your growth or your goals or the process, basically. I just feel like if you're not in the right environment, then your potential is like limited. You know, if a flower doesn't bloom, do you blame the environment or do you blame the flower? 9 times out of 10, it has something to do with the environment, and so that's just how I view it. Or that's how I view it. Like if you're not, and don't get me wrong, you know what I mean? There may be different cases for each. Some people have different aspirations. It's not like everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wants to make 6 figures, 7 figures. But if that's what you want to do, you have to align yourself with people and individuals who are going to motivate you to do that. You know what I mean? So
I'm happy you brought that up because it reminds me of the saying, like, people are either in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Or
and
a
it's
lifetime.
about really evaluating your circle regularly. Like, am I getting what I need to be getting out of this relationship?
Right.
You gotta get them for lifers.
And it's strictly
Right.
individual on the person's like wants or aspirations. You know what I mean? Everybody is different. So
Because I can speak from personal experience. Like, I've had friends where they're telling me I do too much because I don't have the
Oh,
desire
Lord.
to work for someone else.
Man,
And I'm like,
please.
I'd rather invest 100 hours a week into myself
Mhm.
than 40 hours listening to somebody else's nonsense.
right.
For sure. I've had that too. And people just thinking that you're crazy, right? Like
Yes.
not just doing too much, but who do you think you are? Well, let me show you who I am.
Exactly.
I can look. I am whatever I say I am. If I want to be a millionaire, I will be a millionaire.
And that's that
Like,
manifestation.
period. It
mindset.
is. I've been like that since I was 18 years old. You can't tell me nothing. Anything I say I'm going to do, I will do. Sometimes it may take me a little bit longer than other times, but that's just goal driven. But again, that comes from walking in spite of fear because I'm scared with everything, literally.
For real, though.
Even with coming back into the salon and doing the instructor work, I was nervous, I was scared, but you know what? Hey, look, get it together and get it done. Like that's just where I'm at.
Like, I was on the fence about it for years.
Yeah.
We've talked about me coming into an apprenticeship and finally getting my cosmetology license, 5 years ago?
Yes.
And I was still working in corporate America, like, I'm not ready to let go of this paycheck.
Yes.
That check
Security, that you think, right?
But I had to come to the understanding that complacency makes me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot operate in a stagnant environment where I don't feel like I'm growing.
Yep.
Like, I'm a learner by nature, so if I'm not getting anything, it's just the mundane, then I'm over it.
Yep. You got to get out your comfort zone to get in your money zone.
Speaking of uncomfortability, what's the importance of being uncomfortable?
Man, that's just where the good stuff happens. You have to stretch yourself in order for anything good to come to you. If your dreams don't scare you, they are one of our coaches say, then they're not big enough. And that's what keeps going on in my head constantly. Everything I do, I'm always scared, but either I'm going to win or I'm not. And being complacent is not a word that's going to ever be in my vocabulary.
You're going to
ever.
win or you're going to learn. There are no losers. No
Pretty
losses,
much. Yes.
So,
Like, these are a lot of people believe that Beautiful Act is my first business. It's actually my third.
Mm-hmm.
The other two were not that great.
Right.
I tried to do a jewelry company at one point, and I had like a whole vendor list. I was working with designers and jewelry makers out of Africa, and then my biggest competitor was like the paparazzi jewelry and like Leah Sophia at the time. So of course, who's gonna pay $20 for a piece of jewelry when I can get something that looks real for $5?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. But it's learning, right?
Yeah,
it's that learning curve.
And I still take those lessons
perseverance.
with me today.
Perseverance, just keeping it moving, and again, just keep staying in your lane, but still knowing that there's always something out there that you can do. I've failed so many times, but I don't take it as a loss or ill. I just take it as a learning experience.
So that's what it is. Like life is too short to not try, especially for people in like the mindsets that we are. Is like you can't lose. You have when you realize how much there is, whether it's wealth, whether it's travel. You know what I mean? Whether it's just ultimately doing what it is that you want to do is like, what do you really have to lose? You know,
Right.
like life is so finite compared to, you know, what the capabilities or potential of anybody is. You know, there's just so much money out there, so many places in this world, so many things to do, so many people to meet, so many experiences to be made. Like
That part. And when you realize and come to the realization, we have places on this planet that has black sand beaches.
Man,
I cannot stay in the state
I
of
keep
Wisconsin.
hearing about
For
it.
real.
I have yet to see it, but I keep hearing about it. So
I posted it up on my Facebook
Yes.
a while back, but it was like, that was like a life changer when you hear about like the Aurora Borealis. Like, I can't see that living in Wisconsin.
right.
I want to see the colors that God put in the sky.
Right.
While we're talking about
That's
travel, I gotta go, and I'm gonna start with you.
What's up?
Why travel? Why do you like to travel? Why did you choose to be in the business of travel?
I mean, I just took the opportunity. I felt like God put the opportunity in my place. You know, I was looking for something to start, something new I haven't done before, and it was like, hey, bro, I had this business, and you know, I did it to do something new. You know, even
Yeah.
if it wasn't travel, I would have still done it. But it was travel, so you know, and plus, you know, I like traveling. You know, I don't do it a lot, and I haven't. My family hasn't done it a lot, but now I'm trying to. You know,
Yeah.
see the black sand that you're talking about.
Heck yeah.
Why travel?
Travel. Ever since I was a little girl, probably 13 years old, I'm fascinated with culture, period. Like, I love any and everything culture. You come into my house, you go get a bit of Asia, you go get a lot of Africa, you go get a lot of India. Like, I just love culture, right? So when I was younger, I went to the library and I was fascinated with Italian everything. So I started teaching myself the Italian language. And I was convinced and convicted in getting to Italy. So Italy will be my family vacation. I had the opportunity to go and I didn't because my whole family wasn't going. But travel is just a way for me to be able to expose my kids to the world and let them know that there is so much more than just Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
We were just hearing them sirens.
So, I mean, and I love my state. Don't get me wrong.
Gotta love Milwaukee.
Yes, I do. I
Milwaukee.
was born and raised here, but there is so much more. And just for them to have a vast wealth of knowledge, culture, experiences, all of that is for us to travel. And I've not traveled as much in my life as I have over the last year, and that I'm going to do this year and moving forward. It just has to happen. So.
Yeah. I need to hear this specifically from you, but please say, the life is my classroom.
The life is my class. The world is my classroom. The world is my classroom.
I just tried to flame her and I said it wrong. Anyway, the world. All right. But so that's saying, like, what you used to say, I used to like clown her. I used to be like, oh, that's cliche. But like, I really thought about it, and that's like true, because you can learn, like, to think that like where you are right now, especially for like us in Wisconsin, to think that this is an accurate representative of what people are like, of what beliefs are like, or what culture is like. There's just so much to explore. And like, I think my interest in travel was really sparked by like a mission trip that I took. Remember when I went to Panama? Like, that was really a life-changing experience. Like, when I tell you, have you ever watched Man vs. Wild before?
Yes.
That's exactly how it was. Like, no technology, sleeping outside in like tents, taking, you know, or using the bathroom in like those little
huts, or
no, they're like the little toilet, or like little wells that go like super deep down, taking baths in the river. Like, that was one of the most humbling experiences, though, because it's like to see those people like so happy and content with life, you know, and to not have technology, but to just, you know what I'm saying, rely on each other for happiness, to play games and stuff and spend quality time all day long. It's like our complaints as a first world country do not match, you know what I mean, do not compare. It's just like,
I concur.
You must never had the lights turned off in the house.
Not yet. Look, he ain't had that privilege yet.
That's true to an extent, but I'm still like, well, we ain't had no lights at all, no electricity, you know what I mean? And they were still, you know, so it's like.
But share the backstory on that too. Why were you in Panama?
Well, so we went. It was a mission trip. We built a multi-purpose court for the residents in a village called Los Lejones, and it was like, again, a great experience. The kids loved it. They loved the court. They helped us build it, and yeah. So, but that really just, I'm just like, I want to be around this more. Like, I want to experience different cultures, be around different people with different mindsets. You know, it's just that's intriguing to me. You know, there's just so many places to visit and be. So,
See, my story is similar to your mom's. Like, 10, 11, 12, I had told myself I was going to travel and see the world. I had no intention of staying in Wisconsin. Like, I was set to join the Air Force after high school. I was so determined not to live here. Then I had my son. Stories change for a time being, because now I'm back on track and I'm able to travel. But I spent 12 years without a legitimate vacation because I'm a natural workaholic. So for me, joining this business, it gave me an excuse to travel and still be able to work.
Right.
Because I'm a firm believer, idle hands get you in trouble.
Oh, right.
I'd rather be making money with these fingers.
Right.
Absolutely.
But just like our coach says, one of our coaches that we work very closely with, just being able to earn a living while living.
Most
and
definitely.
why not travel? Like everybody in the world is traveling at some point in their life or for something. So why not? It's an $8 trillion industry.
Projected
so
to be at 15 trillion in the next 10 years. It's like
facts, black and white.
After this pandemic, I don't know about y'all, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just getting out of a pandemic. Every spring break, everybody was traveling. See, I didn't get to do anything for spring break, but this summer got 5 trips planned. You know, it's I love travel. That's all I can say, honestly.
Yes. And the more you get to do it, the more you're going to fall in love with it. So,
honestly,
yes.
And so let's talk a little bit more about the platform as we transition into next week's topics, just to start wrapping it up. But so, what is Young Professionals? I know we talked about it a little bit before, but what does it mean to you specifically?
What it means to me is just really for those people who are have an entrepreneurial spirit. So you can be a beginner to entrepreneurship. You can be a seasoned entrepreneur. Someone just having an idea of something that you want to do, but not knowing quite how to put it together. This opportunity or this platform with Young Professional and then this podcast helps to lend voices towards helping you to make more sound-minded decisions, guiding you on your steps. Look, we will eventually be talking about like how to get them your LLCs established, or to be able to get what's the proper term?
Your DBAs, your grads in dentistry.
Yes, all of those things. How to get articles of incorporation. That's what I was trying to say. So being able to do that. What are the ins and outs of business, how to find a name, what's good for you, like helping you, because there's also the great thing about our platform with the travel and things like that is the community that we've built, the networking piece that we have, and the tools and resources that we are exposed to. Just really being able to share those nuggets and things of value to people who are just looking for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like you said an important word, which is culture. And like the culture that we definitely want to create is a safe place, a place where people can definitely learn, be inspired, and inspired, because we know, and one of the great things about this is that we know that we're not where we want to be at all. I wouldn't say at all, but we're not where we want to be. We definitely expect this to be a journey, and that's the funnest part. Being able to grow with you guys, and it's not a one-way street. It's not us just teaching because we don't know anything. I know that I know nothing. It's a quote by Socrates, I forgot, but he's smart because he knows that he knows nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's just so much knowledge to be shared and accumulated. Is like we wouldn't even dare for a second just put ourselves in a position where we're just trying to teach. We want to be taught too, and that's exactly why we want to interact with you guys and have guest speakers and stuff like that, is because we want us all to learn as a community and build that type of culture. So.
Yeah. And in that opportunity, we all win together.
Absolutely, and that's what it's
important.
all about. Don't kick down the ladder of success behind you. When one person makes it, how are you going to help the next person make it, right? You
Right.
haven't truly achieved something unless you're able to help somebody else do the same.
And
So,
duplication, there you go.
duplication all day long.
But too, and just to have fun in the process, we are going to have some stories where we laughing and
travel,
all of that kind of stuff. You definitely will be seeing us in our elements, like each of our elements, because we all bring something organic to this platform. So just being able to vibe with us in our natural capacities and all that good stuff. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I might not sound like it right now, but I am.
You just missing your little Red Bull. That's all.
I know. I need something because that coffee ain't doing it. Didn't do it.
That's funny. But so before we wrap it up here, does anybody have anything that they want to say or add?
Nothing to add. I think y'all pretty much covered the premise of what this platform is.
Yeah.
I think everybody got a good idea how much we mesh. Like
Absolutely.
this is more than just business partners. This is a family.
For sure. For sure.
Like we break bread together, we shop together, we spend money together, we earn money together, and that's the mentality and the culture in itself. It's like we live. And
That's
we live while we doing it.
Summing that all up is collaboration. The word collaboration. You cannot miss out on that. But we definitely, again, look forward to sharing with you our next podcast will feature our guest speaker, Quay Walters. We had her on our platform maybe a week or two ago, and she brought some game to the platform. So I'm so excited that she'll be joining us on our next episode. And then also, please feel free. Now, today is what's today's date? The 13th?
Yes.
Today is the 13th. We will be hosting our Young Professionals platform this evening at 8 p.m. on Zoom. The Zoom address again is 218-016-8444. So again, that will be bi-weekly Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then our
next one will be on the 27th, which is the one Quay will be joining us for.
Yes.
By the time you guys see this, hopefully you guys will catch us in time, but it might be a little too late. But in case you guys want to tune in for the next Young Professionals meeting, it'll be on the 27th. And again, our guest speaker is Quay Walters, and she is a firecracker.
Fire.
A lot of knowledge to be shared. Like I said, I learned a lot of stuff myself.
Absolutely.
And so definitely, but thank you guys so much for tuning in with us tonight. We really enjoyed talking to you guys, and this is only the beginning. You know, I'm looking forward to the journey because this is going to be a great
long one too,
and a long one. Yes, sir.
Hopefully not. You never know.
Yeah. Who knows? Either way, we're ready for it. And we're gonna love the whole entire process. So
absolutely.
Can't
wait till next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right, we're checking out, everybody. All right, see you.